basketball trainers, I've got an important update for you regarding your phone SMS. It's something that we are experiencing on our end, especially with the basketball training side at Hoops University. So, not something I'm happy about, but something that's a necessary thing to do. Now, if you don't do this, don't follow along with this, then here are the potential consequences. One, your SMS carrier fees are going to shoot up, and there will be more filtering of your messages. So if you are adamant about sending text messages to your customers, you'll want to listen to this video and watch along as I make some of these adjustments myself. And what's happening is carriers are becoming very, very sensitive to spam, and especially when it comes to calls and SMS, and they're going to keep spamming in check right now and protect the end customer at all costs, the leads, the contacts, if you're using Facebook leads. And they've created different regulations and different compliance frameworks and procedures to make sure that happens. So they're adding more red tape, and when I say they, it's Amazon, it's AT&T, it's Verizon, it's T-Mobile, it's these bigger networks, these mobile carriers who are adding these fees. So it's not Hoops Institute's mad at you. It's something that these carriers are doing to protect their end consumers to make sure that the spamming does not happen as often. There is a Trust Center that you have. If you go to your phone numbers and then go to Trust Center, what you'll need to do initially, and again, if you don't do this, it's okay. Just know that your SMS carrier fees will increase to what I don't know. That is out of our control. And you are going to have more filtering of your text messages. Okay, so you'll have more compliance. You'll have to make sure that people have absolutely opted in. And I just don't think you want those filtering problems. So initially what we have to do is submit this for review. And once you submit for review, you'll see, okay, I have certain fields that I need to make sure that have been updated. So what I'm going to do is click on Update Business Profile, and I'm going to update this information and then come right back. Once you have updated this information, make sure you click on Update Information and update all of this. Once you finish that, again, now you can go back to phone numbers, to the Trust Center. This is my first time going through this. So I'm just walking you through the process that I take myself. So now that we've done this, we can start the registration, and the profile's been submitted. You see it's going to take 3 to 4 days to get approved, and the status will be updated soon. Now I'm going to go through this process to make sure that we can register for this. And you guys see, so there are 2 different options here. There's an EIN required, more than 1 phone number allowed, send up to 6,000 segments per day. That's a lot. That is a lot. And I'm also seeing the message here. Additional campaign fee up to $12 per month will apply in accordance with TCR rules. Now, look, this is a campaign fee for those who are sending a large number of messages. I'm going to go through this process still to see what comes of it. But again, this is me going through it myself too. Standard campaign registration, standard brand registration. You need to go through, the majority of you need to go through the brand registration. So I'm going through the brand registration, and I see the use case. Now I want to look into this and see the campaign details, use case. 1 second, I want to look through this, be right back and give you a clear answer. The campaign use description is, from my understanding, this is how we're going to be using our campaign. So if you're going to use, you see an example here, to send appointment information and confirmation messages to customers, and typical day-to-day interaction, SMS interaction. That would be what my response is going to be. My campaign use here, and then on the next page, my understanding is we're going to need to have a sample message. So look, what I'm going to do, what I think is wise, is to have an example of one of your workflows already here so that you can fill it out, and now you don't have to guess what may have been said. You can actually use a legitimate message that you've already been sending out as the sample message that includes your business name. So I'm going to do that. Okay. So simply just copied and pasted some messages that I've already sent out to the end consumer, and added the opt-out keyword, added the business name, and also had an option here that said, will this have an embedded link, and another option as well. So make sure you read those and answer honestly and accurately. Now, end user consent. How do end users consent to receive messages? This is basically, how do they opt in? Do they come through Facebook leads? Do they come through a funnel, a workflow? Do they just text your regular business number? And what are the opt-out keywords or opt-in keywords that you use? And the opt-in message as well needs to contain the opt-out keyword and your business name. So I'm going to fill these out and be right. Added some sample messages here. Make sure I included the opt-out words. These messages will have an embed link, and they will include phone numbers. And I'm going to go to the next phase. Now, how do end users consent to receive messages? This is important, okay? We have to make sure that we let the carriers know that this is not just some regular, hey, they text me and I text them back. No, do they opt in through a website opt-in forms? Do they type a keyword to you? Do they come through Facebook ads? Be as detailed and as specific here as possible, so we don't run the risk of being denied this registration. Another little ad here, just to make sure this is as thorough as possible. If you have any templated messages, what I would recommend is putting the template here. So instead of, if I know I'm going to be sending out a custom value of appointments, dates, times, location, I just put it here so they know that, all right, this is not a standard date. I'm not going to send this June 21st if it's August 7th, 2023. So appointment day, date, and location is what I put here to make sure that it doesn't look suspicious there. And now to the last step. The consent needs to be more thorough than they opt in by contacting us via telephone, email, chat, messenger. It needs to be a little more nuanced than that, for sure. So I'm going to type a response and read it to you, and I'll be back in a moment. And last but not least, so look, I went crazy on this. End users give their consent by opting into our form on our web address, and I put the actual address here. They have a checkbox that reads, and I put the actual message of what it reads here as well. Inputting their phone number allows us to send messages to them. Actually, take the also. I want to remove the also. So if this happens, you guys, they have the messages here. You can go back. Thankfully, I lied. Man, that stinks. So hey, do not click out of this. As you can see, I have to start all the freaking way over. So I'm going to type this again and be right back. Finish typing this, literally copying and pasting it like I just did there. So I'm going to go through this process again. Look, guys, you can already see it's tedious. I would copy and paste this on a different link just so you aren't getting teed off every time and have to submit this information again. And I want to save you headache. And again, this is me doing this on my end as well. So this is no one's exempt from doing this if you want to save on messaging fees. And I definitely want to save on messaging fees here so that we can send out more messages without worrying or having increased pricing. So praying this is it. Okay. Finally has been submitted, and it takes quite some time to get approval on this, and I'll keep you guys posted as it's pending here on what the result is.